Start video. All right. Hey, fourth period foundations. As usual, I turn that off. Today's Thursday. As soon as I get the power back on to my projector, I will tell you what your sketch assignment is. Things that you need to be thinking about. Progress reports go out Monday. So if you have some things that you have not completed, this would be the time to be getting things completed. You do not want to get any further behind. Let me make sure that's working. Yes, it is. Yes, 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 yes. Just waiting on this thing. I mean, I don't really honestly know what I do. There we go. Okay, thank goodness. So today's Thursday. If you go in your announcement section, which is where you'll always see the join the live Zoom link, which is highly recommended. And if you can't, then you can watch the recorded link that I add every afternoon, as long as I'm not having computer problems, because sometimes when I think I'm recording, I'm not really recording. But also in this section is where your sketch assignment is. You have a daily sketch assignment. This is not your project. This is a sketch assignment. You have 4 due every Friday. Every day they are in your announcements. So Tuesday has one, Wednesday has one, today has one, tomorrow will have one, totaling to 4. It used to be 5 until now y'all have a virtual day. So today you are drawing a skull in some sort of setting. Now that means I don't want like just a random skull floating on the page. You need to ground it somehow, either by you know, oh, that's a lot better. Putting it in an environment. I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to scroll down here first. It doesn't have to be an actual human skull either. You can tell that this is a cow skull. It's in the desert. Here is that regular skull in the desert. But you can be as creative. You can be as creative as you want to. I love this one. This one has it's an aquarium. It's a skull inside of an aquarium. See if I can get that a little bit bigger. I really impress myself on a daily basis. There we go. I'm trying not to touch things. You know, there's a skull there with some flowers. You know, it could be a skull that's part of a Halloween decoration. It doesn't have to be Halloween. It could be ECU Pirates. It doesn't have to be an actual person either. It can be, like I said, there's a cow skull underneath somewhere. Do you ever have trouble, this much trouble with Canvas, like when you're showing things? Are you watching? Are they here? Are you coming to tell me they're here?
They're here to get you. I'm supposed to cover your class. I was going to put some random person in here.
I would have died. I really would have died. I still think we might get like a gift bag or something. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. Right. Well, when you were walking in slow like that, I was like, oh my God, this is it. Bye. So you're drawing a skull in some sort of setting. There's one down here on vacation. I know it's kind of hard for y'all to see where y'all are, but it is all in your announcement section, as is all your other sketch assignments. And then I know some of my face-to-face people have finished this project. The fractured, somewhere here it is, fracture drawing. This is what we started yesterday. This is what I went over. I did not have it due until today to give you some time on it. I'm going to re-go over it now. because everybody kind of works at different speeds. So this is a fractured value shading project. You've gotten really good at shading. We've done ribbons, you've been working on a lot of y'all have been doing self-portraits or part of yourself. So you're really good with shading by now. You're going to take the concept of cubism and create a cubist style drawing. And we're not doing these really big. You're going to do them about the size of your hand, 4x6, or at least the size of, your phone. I mean, I don't, want it to be really big. Cubist is an art style that emerged in the early 20th century. And basically it makes everything seem like it's angular and on planes. Like you can kind of imagine this as a normal person playing a guitar. It would be very realistic and very soft and soft shoulders and, no right angle nose. But Cubist decided to come back in and angle everything up and make everything multi-layered. So it was a whole different style that emerged. And so what you're going to do is you're going to draw a simple outline of anything. It can be anything. In this case, it's a jungle leaf. I showed y'all yesterday in the announcement, there's the correct version of this skull. See, the skull's super cool, but it's turned sideways here. It's hard for you to tell. This one is a sailboat in the water, and that's also kind of hard to tell. But you are simply going to think of something to draw, a shoe, a piece of fruit, a Halloween pumpkin, anything. You're going to do a simple contour line of that. And then you're going to break that space up either with some curvy lines. These are more like fall leaves now. You can break it up with curvy lines, or you can break it up with just straight horizontal diagonal lines like this. So this is your next step after you draw your object. You're going to come back in and you're going to divide the space up however you want to, straight lines, curved lines, however. But then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to shade it. You already know how to shade gradually from light to dark because you did that, last 6 weeks. You learned how to do a value scale and shade from light to dark. So you're going to take that whole concept that's in that one strip and you're going to apply that to each individual little shapes that you've created. So a perfect example is over here. You can tell that it goes from light to dark. When you move to your next little section, you're going to do the opposite, light to dark, until you get to something else. And then you're going to switch that again, light to almost dark to dark. And you need to think of it like a checkerboard, whatever is, if it's light here, it's going to be dark here. If it's dark in these two, it's going to go from light to dark. So you're always doing the opposite. And it has a really cool effect when you're finished. This is what it looks like when you're finished. So this should not be very hard. I think they're really cool looking. You can do them in just regular pencil, but I would also encourage you to try them in color pencil. It's the same concept. You're doing like a light green, little bit of a light green color pencil to darker, heavier green, heavier pressure. When you're working with shading, it's all about how hard you're shading or how dark you're shading. So you can totally do something like this in color. You're going to take a picture of it. You're going to upload it today. Today is due for a grade. We'll be starting something new tomorrow. You also will have all 4 of your sketches due tomorrow. A lot of you still have a lot of things to turn in. Those of you that are at home working virtually, that sometimes I don't see face to face. So you need to use this time today, tomorrow. Progress reports come out Monday. So we're moving very fast through the semester. In fact, for art, you only have 3 grades that are averaged together to get your final grade. There's no final in here. Some of your other classes, you have finals. You either have a teacher final or you have a state final. So you end up having 4 grades. In this class, you only have 3. You have first 6 weeks, second 6 weeks, third 6 weeks. You add them together and divide by 3, and that's your final grade. So you don't have a lot. You don't have a lot to be like, well, I'll just make 100 on the final. You don't have a whole little extra thing. You only have 3 sets of grades averaged together to get your final grade. which everybody should have 100. All right, so I am stopping this unless I see any questions. I'm going to upload the Zoom. I'm going to catch up with my face-to-face people, and I will see you tomorrow.